What's going on, people? Welcome to my match recap and player ratings from yesterday's game. Manchester United 1, Crystal Palace 0, and a goal from Fred that wins it. I mean, you couldn't predict that at all, and with his weaker foot as well. So, look, first game in charge for Rangnick. I thought at least the first 10 minutes, the pressing, I actually saw actual team pressing and going in 4s or 5s, which I haven't seen since Ferguson left, or that effort at least anyway, to do it. Ronaldo was doing it as well. People saying he can't do it, he's never done it, he was doing it. So very impressed with off the ball stuff more than on the ball stuff. We were winning the ball high up in their defensive last third. It did die off in parts of the game, and that's expected at the moment because they're not used to doing that as a team and as a collective of players. But that will come in time. The early signs are good. He's had one training session with them, and for them to play like that, yes, we probably should be scoring more, but we get the 3 points anyway, and I was pleased with what I see. I think it bodes well for the future, and it's a good start. So I feel very optimistic and positive about it. Just need to be scoring a few more goals, but that will come. As I said, there was actually pressing off the ball, not just 1s or 2s doing it. There was like 4s or 5s. And we were winning the ball high up the pitch, and we were playing, even some of the passing. There was a point where we took a corner short, and they played it across out to the edge of the box, and Telles hit it, and he missed the target, but you can tell that it's something that they've been working on in training. Now, we wouldn't have seen that under Ollie. So I was pleased, even things like that. I thought the passing was more positive, more forward passes, quicker as well. And there was not as many mistakes either, because you're not allowing the likes of Maguire to get on the ball too much, because he's not needed, because other players are doing it. So I was very pleased with what I've seen so far. We've got a long way to go and a lot to work on. But I like what I've seen. He brought Elanga on, which I love to see. Donny come on, even though for not a long amount of time. But I like what I've seen so far. What Dalot and Telles, again, were pretty good. So let's get into the player ratings. David De Gea, I'd give an average. Didn't have a whole ton to do, to be honest, so he had a pretty quiet game, so I'd give him an average. Dalot, I thought, started well, then kind of drifted off a tiny bit, but not to the point of he was terrible. He cut in 1 point and took a shot with his left foot that went narrowly high and wide. But without Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you never got that. So he probably should have passed when he cut in. But I didn't mind it either, even though he missed and probably should have passed and he didn't take the best option. It wasn't that far off the target, and I liked it because it was positive. And I like the confidence that he's got to do that. So Dalot, I thought I'd give him an average, but he started off well and then just went a little bit quieter. But average for Dalot of a 5. Lindelof, a 5 as well, I thought. Also Maguire, I would give an average of a 5. I don't think they had a ton to do. I thought they were both solid, and Maguire didn't make any mistakes on the ball that I can remember that we've come to expect from him. And I thought Lindelof was just as good as he has been anyway, and I think that he's probably been our most consistent defender over the last month or so. So an average for them too. Telles, I'd give a 6-2. Obviously, he had that shot from the corner set piece drill that they've been working on, and then he took a free kick later on which crashed off the crossbar. But I thought it was very good, Telles. So I'd give Telles above average with a 6. McTominay, I'd give a 4-2. He's the only one that I've got below average. I felt like his energy was as good as it always has been, but I felt like his passing at times was still a little bit backwards, and I just don't think he made as much of an impression as everyone else did. I thought he went a bit missing and a bit quiet and a little bit like hiding a little bit. So for me, McTominay, I'd give him a 4. Fred, obviously, he gets the winner. Weaker foot as well. And I thought he was pretty good, to be honest. His energy, I thought his passing was better. His decision-making was better. And he didn't make as many mistakes either. So I thought above average for Fred, so I'd give him a 6. Bruno, I'd give him an average. Don't think he had a great game. Nothing too bad either. Just wasn't as... I thought Fred was doing more than Bruno, to be honest, in terms of on the ball and stuff, which is crazy to say. But I feel like that happened with Bruno. So Bruno, I'd give an average. Sancho, I'd give a 6. I thought he was lively, showed promise. Could have set a few goals up at different points that people didn't really take advantage of. So I thought he was good again, Sancho, and his pressing as well. And I thought he was good. So 6 for Sancho. Rashford, I'd give a 5 average. I thought his pressing and his energy was a lot better than it has been for a long time, especially off the ball. But on the ball, he was making mistakes again that he needs to cut out of his game that shouldn't really be making anymore. He's not the young player anymore, so you can't use that as an excuse. But he's still putting his head down and running into people and just, do you know what I mean? And I feel like that sort of stuff should be bread and butter, and he's still making them mistakes. So I think Rashford has got slightly improved, but he needs to work on stuff on the ball. But off the ball, I thought he was night and day to what he has been. So I'd give him an average. Ronaldo, I'd give an average to as well. I don't think he was terrible. At times, didn't see a whole lot of the ball, but his pressing off the ball and his energy was just as good as anyone else. But we just didn't have a lot of chances in the box, I don't think. We had a lot of possession, and but not too many clear-cut chances. I remember one on his left foot he took first time, which was a little bit rushed. It was on target, but the keeper dealt with it pretty easily. But not a whole ton of chances for Ronaldo, and not his worst game, but not his best. So I'd give him an average. Donny didn't come on, didn't have a lot of time when he came on, so I give him an average. Greenwood come on, obviously got the assist for the Fred goal, but I thought it was quiet other than that. But I bumped his up slightly above average just for the assist. That's the sort of thing that Rashford should be learning from as well, with that assist from Greenwood, because you just need to play them simple little side passes at times and little short passes for someone to score a goal like that. And sometimes Rashford will go on and try and do it himself when it's not the right option or he's not even in space. So I like that from Greenwood. Got the assist, so I'd give him a 6. And the Elanga, I'd give an average 2. He didn't really have a ton of time when he came on. I thought he found it hard to sort of get involved, but I don't think he was horrible either. So I'd give him a 5. And then Ranić, for his first game in charge, I was very impressed. I wasn't expecting a whole lot yet because he's only had one training session with the team. He's not had a lot of time to implement his style and his philosophy and tactics. But I thought we saw glimpses of it, more than even in glimpses than I thought we would already. So I think that's very promising. And I'm hearing that he's trying to bring coaches in now as well. So there's a couple that are coming in. Something Armaz, can't remember his first name now. I think it was Chris Armaz, former player. I think he's an American. And there's another guy that they're on about as well that might be coming in. So look, efficiency. He's not wasting time. He's wanting to get stuff done and get it done quickly. And I like it. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. The only thing I could argue yesterday is that we should be scoring a few more goals, but I don't care because we got the 3 points, and it's a whole new philosophy for the players. You got to remember that, and a new system, and they got to adjust to it. So a lot of these performances I give average to today. I can see these in the coming weeks getting above average because they're still not used to that system yet. Once they get more used to it, their performances will be getting more than above average. I can confidently say that because the more they do it in training, the more it's going to come out in games, and they can sustain it for longer periods in the game as well. So, look, Ranić I'd give a 6 to as well. Above average, slightly, because we saw an impact after one training session he's had with them. So, I thought it was majorly impressive, and I think it's only going to get better from here. I hope that's the case anyway. Man of the match for me, I'm going to give it to Telles. I thought he was very good throughout the game. A few shots on goal, very narrowly going wide of them or hitting the crossbar. I thought it was very positive, so I liked what I saw from Telles yesterday. So he would get my man of the match. A lot of people giving it to Fred, and I'm not mad about that. But for me, I look at the game more than just someone who scores the goal to get a winner. And for me, Telles was my man of the match. So Telles, well done. And I'll be back soon with the Young Boys post-match recap and player ratings. That'd be interesting to see as well because we're top of the group. We've already qualified for the next round. So it'd be interesting to see how much rotation there is in the team. And maybe some of the younger players like Elanga and probably a Lingard if he's fit and available. Hopefully Martial, hopefully Donny will start as well. So I'd like to see a lot of rotation in that game and give other players a chance and just have a look at it for free because it's a game where you can afford to do that and nothing's at stake for it. So very pleased with yesterday's result. As I said, I thought we'd done well to keep the likes of Gallagher quiet, Benteke, and players for them that can cause problems. And Zaha, I thought we did very well to limit their chances on goal. I don't think they really looked a threat yesterday. So for me, a great performance yesterday, and we only scored 1 goal. And I was even pleased with the performance before we got the goal. So very intrigued by what I see and optimistic and positive about it. And I think it's good times for United going ahead. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And I look forward to that Young Boys game to see the rotation he does do. And giving other players a chance as well. So impressed by what I've seen. And I can't wait to speak to you guys again soon. Enjoy your football, and I'll speak to you soon.